Hello, welcome back to my channel. You join me in North Wales. I'm in, this is the Anavon Valley, the Avon Anavon. I'm in the Carneddau Mountains. This story actually started 2 weeks ago. I had to abandon my walk, my Carneddau traverse early for reasons which I'll explain shortly. Well, here I am again 2 weeks later, and a couple of miles up the road I'm going to pick up where I left off. I'll explain the circumstances in a bit. I hope you can stay and join me. Here comes the rain. Picking up some water from a river to filter has necessitated a bit of heather bashing, but Talavan just within reach. What a sight for sore eyes. Trig point of Talavan. Whew. First one. is. Roots going down there and steadily climbing up there. Up there is Carneddau, I think. So 3, 2, 1, I'm back in the room. It's only a couple of moments ago for you. It was 2 weeks ago for me. Over behind me there is Carneddau. That's where that footage of the 30-mile-an-hour gusts was taken. Or near to Carneddau anyway. I made the decision to turn back then. Now, sure I could have carried on, but I'm sure it would have been a really sleepless night. But more importantly, I wanted to spend some more time with my father. My dad was essentially in his last days. I'd spent a day or two with him prior to that, and I said, oh, I'm going to go back and have a quick camp in Wales and I'm going to go back and see him again. But I just had the feeling that, aside from the wind, that I needed to spend as much time with him as I could, and I'm glad I did, because it was only a few days later that he passed away. So I'm glad I went back. We had some very emotional moments, and ones that I'll treasure. But anyway, I'm not going to be spending a long time talking about me grieving. It's time to get on with this traverse of the Carneddau. Lovely benign conditions today. In fact, I was getting sunburnt before. I'm glad it's clouded over a little bit because I've forgotten to put my sunblock in the bag. Heading down off Drum now, up towards Foel-fras. Its head in the clouds there. That's the scene of my first failed wild camp. It wasn't exactly a failure. I learned a lot, but I legged it at 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning because it was so windy. Right, time to slog my way up to Foel-fras now. Just enjoying a nice, relatively flat, straight stretch. Coming down from Foel-fras before we get to Carneddau, is it? It's only quite a shortish stretch between Foel-fras and Carneddau. It's about 1.5 kilometres. It feels, especially in the mist, really remote. A little bit spooky even. Out of the mist emerges a pile of stones which marks the top of Carneddau. Excuse me, despite the fact that I've been on the flat for a while, I'm still out of breath. So I've got a couple of hours of daylight left, so I've decided to press on. I'm making quite good time, quite pleased. I will be on the lookout for a good camping spot though, but I'm heading towards Foel-fras now. Well, there's the famous shelter at the side of Foel-fras. Got to take a look inside, it's the law. Seen this in so many people's YouTube videos. Oh. Ooh, it's a bit dark around here. Oh, just bumped my head. Well, you know what? It's handy to know this is here, because I need to set up camp sooner rather than later now. And if there's any thunder and lightning during the night, that might be an okay place to seek refuge. Let's leave it as we found it. More rocks to negotiate. I suppose Carneddau does mean cairn, doesn't it? I think. Foel-fras, 976 metres. And now to find a camp with water nearby. Okay, so there's my new tent. Quite happy with that. The pitch isn't perfect, it's a tiny bit slanted, but I don't think it's going to be enough to stop me sleeping. But yeah, happy with that. Ground's a little bit soft, so the pegs might loosen. I'll have to check them before sleep. Oh. You can't see much on this camera. So I'm quite pleased with myself. Got a few summits in today. A few tomorrow morning. We've got a nice spot there, pitched, all set up before dark. So that's a cup of tea on the go. Chicken curry from real tarmac, that was it. On the go. What I'm concerned about, and I could kick myself because I was going to put in a spare gas bottle. That one felt a bit empty, and for the sake of, you know, saving a little bit of room and a little bit of weight, I left the other one at home. And I wish I hadn't now, because I may not be able to have a cup of tea or coffee in the morning. The sun's gone down now, but look at that. It's the first inversion I've ever seen that. What a beauty. One last thing before I turn in for the night. It's another new thing I bought. This is imported from the US actually, the first time I've ever done that. This is the Featherstone Outdoor Moon Dance 25 top quilt. Weighs, I think it was about 800 grams. I think, don't quote me on that. It's the large size one, could be a little bit heavier. I might have that wrong, in which case I'll put a caption up. So I'm looking forward to trying this out tonight. Well, good morning from about 100 metres underneath Foel-fras. That's actually still really early. This picture isn't too bad. It's only just gone 4 AM. I've been awake since just before 3. Yeah, I'd have a nice 3 hours sleep, but you know, it was only 3 hours, so I'll just have to muddle through now until bedtime tonight, basically. Quilt, Featherstone Outdoor Moon Dance 25 quilt, brilliant, absolutely brilliant, loved it. It was really warm, nice and comfortable and cosy. Thankfully the gas bottle seems to, at the moment anyway, to be surviving okay. I just about got a signal a little bit earlier to check the weather forecast for today. The wind is supposed to be getting stronger, gusts of up to 30. Still the outside chance of a thunder, you know, thunder and lightning, but there's just no sign of it at the moment. I mean, I know conditions can change in the mountains quickly. At least I'm up early. I can break camp soon and get on my way when it gets a bit lighter anyway. It's not even 5 o'clock yet, I don't think. Well, I managed to get a lukewarm cup of coffee before the gas bottle ran out, so something at least. At least I've had some caffeine this morning. I'm now having chocolate muesli made with cold water rather than warm like it says on the packet, but it's still fine. Certainly hungry after yesterday's exertions. All packed up, 6:45 AM. Leaving no trace. Nice views this morning. You're going to have to take my word for it. There's no view. This is the cairn at the top of Carneddau, 1064 metres. And that wind, wow. That was well into the mid-30s on my way up here. Got to be careful. Oh, just have a little breather on the summit of Carneddau in the summit shelter. Get out of that wind for a couple of minutes. Oh, that was strong. Still a windy one. Just about to get to Solace, I think it's called. I'll be onward from there to Carneddau. Still a windy, murky old day. Anyway, onwards and upwards, Carneddau. Coming up to Carneddau, 1044 metres. I've not done much filming for the past few kilometres because the wind has been absolutely relentless. Only one to go and then I'll be done. Oh, let's get some shelter. Oh, it's nice to be out of that wind for a few minutes. Wow. It hasn't stopped. It's supposed to die down later on, but I'll be back down in the Ogun Valley by then. There's Trivan and the Glider Eye. And there's my final push, Carneddau one. Nearly there now. It's 9:45 in the morning and I'm just about to start my final ascent of this little expedition up to the summit of Carneddau. I'm feeling a bit emotional actually, because as I say, I started this little walk 2 weeks ago and my dad was still alive, and I finished it and he's gone. I feel a little bit tearful actually. I'm feeling it ever since I woke up this morning. Don't know why. I don't know why sometimes you feel more grief on some days than others. This is all new to me, so anyway, I'm really glad for the end of this walk that we've got some sunshine. It's absolutely beautiful at the moment. I can see for so many miles in every direction. It's just stunning. Oh, here we are. Well, now that all that remains for me to do is to safely make my way back down to the Ogwen Valley down there. I can't believe the difference in the weather compared to an hour ago. Right, so here's my route down. I think it possibly gets quite steep near the end, so I probably won't do much filming until I'm over this scrambly bit at the bottom. I've seen that path referred to as the bad step. It's more than one bad step, I can tell you that. And it might be okay scrambling up, but scrambling down it was heart was in mouth, but I've made it. Nearly at the bottom. Nearly. Not quite. I'm just about getting to the end of my little expedition now. If you've watched this and you've enjoyed it, I'd be really pleased if you gave me a like, even a subscribe if you want to. Leave a comment for me. But thank you very much if you've stuck with me on this little adventure. It's been an emotional one for me. So hopefully there'll be more of this kind of thing on this channel as often as I can. So give me a subscribe if you've a mind to. Thank you very much for watching.